Evening. Right, tonight we're at Walcott. I've never been here before. We've booked into the match with Norfolk Angling Club and I've drawn peg 25, so I'm right next to the car, so that's good. But I don't know which end fish is best, anything like that. It's a sandy beach. I don't know whether it's shallow or deep because it's pitch black, but yeah, it should be okay for a few whiting, I gather. So tonight we're going to go down, we've got to try and catch a few fish. So 3 hook flapper, 5 ounce breakaway lead, and the normal really for whiting as far as I'm concerned, size 1 hooks, and yeah, that's about it. So we're here for 3.5 hours again. I've got good anglers all around me, so let's just see what happens. And most importantly, I've remembered that flask, so if all else fails I'll be heading to that, but we'll see how we go. I should just say that bait wise, bit different tonight really, because yesterday I went down and watched the teams of 5 match at on the shingle at Kellin and Weybourne and Salthouse and Cly, and I bumped into one lovely chap, and he was called Eddie, and he was fishing for a team called Hot Rods from the south. And as he was packing up, he said, "Here mate," and he gave me about 10 wraps of beautiful black lugworm that he'd pumped himself. So I brought them with me, and I've also, in that silver foil which is frozen solid, there's some little fillets of mackerel. So we're going to whip the two together on the size 1 hooks, and then we're just going to search for some whiting hopefully. I've got some elastic there, I'm going to bind it on and we'll see if it works. But yeah, very simple stuff tonight. I'm not envisaging doing anything other than that, but I've got some clip down rigs in the bag if other people start catching a long way out, but I don't envisage that in the dark, so we'll see. Right, so as far as bait presentation goes tonight, I've got my size 1 hook, and when I was a kid I listened to everything Alan Yates had to say, and he said size 1s are good for whiting, so if they're good enough for him, they're good enough for me. And on there I've got a bit of Eddie's black lugworm just past the eye of the hook, and then to that I've piggybacked and whipped a lump of mackerel, but there's plenty of hook gate there showing, and it's all whipped on with elastic, so it's nice and tight, and yeah, that should be impervious to the odd crab, and I'll be able to leave that out there for a little while anyway. So hopefully there'll be a few white in there, maybe a flatfish or 2, but I don't know. So it's a good starting point, but all 3 hooks are going to be baited up like that. I'm going to chuck it about 70 yards, and then I'm going to see what happens around me, and then I'm going to go from there. But yeah, about 10 minutes to the off, I'll get the rest of the hooks baited up, and then I'll bring you back periodically over the next 3.5 hours, and hopefully we'll catch at least something, but we'll see. Well, first cast is over and dusted, and it's a double shot of whiting, and they might just both be big enough. I've got Ian Childerhouse to my right, and he's just pulled a double shot in, but one of them at least was undersized. I've got Chris Gates on the other side, and he hasn't pulled in yet. But Andy Turk on the other end, he's got MPEG, he's a good angler, and I see him bring 2 or 3 up the beach. So there's going to be loads of fish here. It's just going to be a case of trying to find the bigger ones. But yeah, so that's where we're starting. 2 whiting, but hopefully they both get on the card. We shall see, but that's not too bad. We're 3 or 4 casts in now. It's not hectic. There's a few undersized ones around this area. Andy Turk on the end peg looks like he's running away with it at the moment, but I have managed another whiting in the bucket there. He's 27, and the dab, you can measure them with their mouth open, but even so he's going to go 22.5, so I'm not going to get any points for him, which is a shame. But I'm going to try a little bit further out now and see if I can find some better whiting, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. Well, similar to Munsley, possibly even worse because they're smaller, but triple shots, 1, 2, and there's a third one, undersized whiting, about 25 centimetre fish. and the last 9 I've had without changing the bait. All I'm doing is unhooking them and whipping the remnants back round the hook shank, flicking it back out there, and they're straight on it again. So it's a cheap way of fishing, and I'm not using much bait, but I can't find any better ones at the minute. So keep varying the casting, I suppose. That's all you can do. If you're catching fish, then they're not doing much wrong, but you just got to find some better ones. We've had an hour gone now. I've caught loads of fish, and I've gone long, and I have only got a single, but it is sizable, 29 centimetres. So I've got 80 odd points on the board plus that. So yeah, I think we just got to keep working at it. I'm going to go out long again, see if we can get a triple shot. Right, welcome to Ian Childerhouse on the next peg. That means you have to smile, Ian. Yeah, that's good. What you got, mate?
127.
27 whiting. Hard, isn't it? Just trying to find the big ones. And here's the star of the night. That's Andy Turk. What you got this time, mate?
Same old.
See, they're good fish, aren't they?
I know.
Look at that. What's that, 31? Will it go? Definitely 30.
Another 31, no. Oh, wait a minute.
No, yeah, but on the line, it's 31, Andy. You're doing well, mate. You must be happy with how it's going. And now you're famous anyway, so...
Infamous.
Infamous, yeah. No, you're doing good job. On me anyway. Right, 2 hours gone, and I've started whacking it as far as I can, which probably isn't that far because they're flapping baits. But there is a southerly wind, so it must be travelling a bit, but I can't see where it's landing anyway. And I have picked up half a dozen whiting out there in quick succession, so that's ramped it up to 220 points, and the biggest one of them was 33. So I've bypassed all them 25 centimetre ones that were at 50 to 70 yards, I think, and I'm over the top of them, so it seems to be paying off at the moment. But we've got an hour and a half left, and I've capitulated on more than one occasion at that point, so I'm going to stick with it, stick out of that distance and see if we can improve on what we got. But we're doing alright, and because it's slower fishing, I'm just whacking it and leaving it for about 12 minutes and then reeling it in. That seems to be working, and I'm getting through more coffee than I was trying to whip them 25 centimetre ones out and trying to catch a bigger one amongst them, so I like it. Right, we've got about an hour and a half left, and the tactics, although it's slowing down, are still just about working. We're fishing up and over high water, so that's quite nice because you haven't got to move up and down with the tide. But yeah, another very enjoyable evening, I have to say. I've enjoyed it a lot more since I've been going out and getting the odd bigger fish than I was catching them little ones, but that's it. But there's two things I would like to say. Firstly, I mean, thank you ever so much for following the channel, those of you that have. I met some of you yesterday on the beach in that teams of 5, and that was real eye-opening, and you know, great to chat with you. And yeah, brilliant. And the other thing is, we have got 27 anglers here tonight, and that is outstanding for a local club match. Okay, I've got Chris Gates. Hello, Chris.
Evening.
He's come over from the next peg to the left of me. Lovely dab that is. Have you got his measure in there?
Measure. I'll use yours.
Use mine, yeah. There you go. Nice flat fish. It's one of the only ones. Well, it's the only one I've seen other than that little one I caught. 26 centimetres.
26, that's in, isn't it?
Yeah, that's wonderful, Chris. On a blooming great lump of squid, that was.
And then look at this.
And that was the same on a
lively critter.
Lively critter. What's he going to go?
He's in at about... I think that was 30.
Yeah, that way. Good fish, isn't he?
Yeah, 30.
Yeah. Well done.
So, nice.
So Chris is a new member. He's only done a bit with us in the last few weeks, but he's thriving. So well done.
Double shot.
Yeah, lovely. I will get perfect. Right, well, we're coming to the end of the match. Got one cast left. I think we've got one cast, might get to him, but I doubt it. So we've been quite consistent really. It's slowed down now. 352 points on the card, 27 anglers fishing, brilliant night out. So I don't think that's going to be anywhere near enough to do any good tonight. Some of them will have found them fish a lot earlier. But we've reverted to type what we started with. We've now got again, so they're all 26 white into 1, 2, and a surprise on the bottom, a little dab. But it's warm. There's lots of nice people here. I haven't used much bait. I've used more bait elastic, just whipping the bits back on. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it, and I did find some better fish out at range, and that was good fun. But yeah, evening's drawing to a close. 10:30 finish, and yeah, we'll go and see who's caught what in the car park. Just pulled the last cast in, and I've got a dogfish, so that's a right bonus. So I didn't expect to catch one of them here, but that's nice, and that's probably about 50 centimetres, something like that. So yeah, we'll get him measured, finish the card off, go back in the car park and see what everyone else has done. Brilliant.
5, Jamie Medler, 18, fish 308. Just beat me, but there we go, never mind.
Well
no grudges. 4, we're naming out numbers now. Thank you. 4, Julian Lovick, 17, fish 318. Well done, Julian. Nearly a podium fishing if we podium position if we do 1, 2, 3 and 4. Yeah, 3. Andy Turk, 21, fish 364.
Well done, Mr. Turk.
And numbers 2, Mike Topping, Mr. Consistent, 22 fished 372.
No, Mike.
And the winner on the night, the man himself, Pond
Cameraman.
Pete. So does it do selfies?
No.
So you turn it round.
It's nothing to do with me.
22 fish, 429.
Well done, mate.
Well done, Pete.
Thank you very much.
There you go.
Thanks a
Your winnings.
lot. Cheers.
You'd have the trophy, but Nathan forgot.
Yeah.
That's
the trophy.
alright.
He
I
gets
don't
it
want it.
once
No.
he's got it, and he leaves it at
You
home.
what sort of responsibility is that for a young
Are
lad?
you sure you haven't sold it?
Chris Gates then.
Well done,
Well
Chris.
done, Chris.
He's got a knacker picking up flatties.
Well done.
Well done,
Thank
Chris.
you very much.
Smile, Chris.
Yeah, he did. We've gone home.
Well done. 26 dab.
Executive decision. Biggest round, 60 centimetre dog, Julian Lovick.
Well done, Julian.
Well done, Julian.
Where is he?
Where is he?
Yeah.
He's there.
Well done, mate.
Well done.
Well done, mate.
Right.
Right, Mr. Simmons, pick the lucky peg.
Alright.
That's mine on top of it. No. Andy Turk.
Young Mr. Turk.
Don't say I don't do anything for you.
There you go, mate.
Petrol money paid.
Cheers.
Well done.